Also, I think a good percentage here is that we have. Here's one thing. I would say it is also 100% because it's not really a statistic. The direction of the patch, I think the patch is totally suggesting to pick up a jungler. Decide on a jungler, right? For this, so we'd be seeing a retribution. We'd be seeing at least one retribution now.
I'm saying people get 2 retributions.
Even 2 retributions. They're rolling. So here's the thing. I'm curious about lineups without retribution now because I think it would be a very difficult lineup, right? Because you get a lot of benefit by having retribution, especially if you're doing the jungle.
Shinbu, there's a thing about side laners getting the Raptor Machete as well.
Yeah.
So
they actually
now, they don't have that option anymore. I mean, if they go retribution, then that's fine. You can go for Raptor Machete.
But still, your lane.
But still, you won't have the flicker.
Yeah,
you won't have the purify. You won't have the others.
And the enemy on your lane will have the flicker. We might have an execute. You know, and if they win their lane, because right now I would say this is 100%. You have to win your lane. You have to win. I mean, I won't say
it's almost always certain that you have to win.
I digress. It's not a 100%, but the patch also suggests. I'm pretty certain about it. You win your lane, and you should win your lane.
The patch tells us a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Win your lane.
Yeah.
Fight.
Oh yeah, fight for your lane, because if you really lose that lane, your enemy will have a very big advantage to you. They don't even need to rotate. They just need to push. They just need to push. And here's the thing, because of that shield mechanic, Butters, you get the shield mechanic, right? If you shove a lane, you get the shield mechanic. You get more gold as you hit the shield. And the shield means maximum uptime for the turret. If you have maximum uptime for the turret and you're dead, you're not in your lane, that means your turret will be killing the minions. So, that's a lot of uptime for the turret. That's a lot of enemy minions that might not be put into your pocket, right? So, that's, again, your enemy got a lot of gold, and they have a lot of ways to deny you of gold as well. And that's the thing. Win your lane. I would suggest win your lane.
Yeah, and look at this. Omega going straight for the Jawhead and the Ruby. Now, these are 2 dueling side laners.
Yeah.
If they are going to go to the side lane, I mean, Jawhead is one of those picks that can go to the jungle as well, and we've been talking about this. Jawhead is probably one of the best roles or best heroes to fill that jungle role.
Look at this, Butters. It's the first time we're seeing the likes of Ruby getting first pick now. Right? Project Next.
This is Project Next, and if you think about it, for the side of BREN Esports, you have Yu Zhong, Chango, and Cho. So I'm guessing for BREN Esports that this Cho is going to be the tank, but Chango, this is something that we have to see because it's not as strong as the previous patch.
Yeah.
There are some nerfs that happened.
Yeah, yes.
It gave her capability to fight early and to give slows a bit of a hit. So I'm kind of 50-50 on the Chango, but still, the Meteor Shower is the same.
Very strong in the lane. Establish a lot of pressure in the lane. It actually clears the lane quite quickly. Also flexible on the side lanes. Very rewarding if you get into the AXP lane. Totally okay even if you put on the gold lane. But I do believe, Chango is just very, very safe right now for the running meta. Although, if players starts mastering or remastering the assassin role once again, which is heavily suggested for the jungle position, Chango might struggle. But we'll see. Again, we are not yet into the normalizing phase of the Project Next patch, right? We're just on, on the rising action. We're yet to witness the effect and impact of Project Next.
Still, the climax is still to be hit.
It's still to be hit, yeah.
So,
well, here's one thing, Butters. I just realized we don't have to suffer on the Digi anymore.
Yeah.
Bye-bye Digi strategy. No more bans on BREN Esports for Digi.
Yeah. And I think the Digi strat, for the most part, or that Digi ban for the most part, is a waste.
Yeah, it's a totally
you can ban out another hero that's really strong for that slot.
Yeah,
but
I'm just glad we won't see it again.
I mean, it was creative, but
it was creative, but
it got old fast.
Got old, so it didn't age well.
It didn't age well. It didn't really age well. So, Alice is here. There's a significant rework on this Alice. Now, her ultimate is toggled. It doesn't have a cooldown anymore. So, you can just pick it up, and there is a magic mana regeneration for her orbs. So if you get those, you get more lane sustain, and you actually can fight against those heroes.
That's
Well,
a pretty strong
it's pretty
adjustment.
strong.
Alright.
And the Blood Ode, it it had a bit of a decrease in terms of cooldown, so it can be spammable right now, even especially with that new passive
blood.
that you get
Ah.
mana regeneration with the orbs.
Yes, well, let's wait, ladies and gentlemen, here as I cannot but feel BREN Esports is yet to reveal their 2 cores here. Normally, we're starting to acknowledge 2 cores in the game, one being the jungler and one being the full carry, but sometimes they still do the 1-3-1. Alright, we're seeing a Claude.
Of course, Claude. It's one of those heroes that, how do I say this, can get the retribution without even thinking that they're gonna suffer, because Claude with the BMI can just go in and out, use the Blazing Duet, and just get out of harm's way if he has to. That's how the Claude maneuvers. So if you see like Alice or Ling throwing out their ultimates, you can just go in and try to kill everyone.
But you know, yeah, and the thing here, Butters, about Claude is there's just really a lot of gold in the early game.
Yeah.
And Claude, all Claude needs is, well, 2 items really, right? But even that 1 item easily accelerates your way towards your second core item. But I love this. Right now, we are accounting for the setup of these 2 teams. Clearly, both of them are utilizing single cores only in the form of Claude for BREN Esports, Ling still for Omega. I cannot but feel that these 2 carries are also the junglers. Right? Will be the retribution holder.
So this is surprising. They still go for that certain 1-3-1 setup, but they secured good off-laners, side laners on their side. And if you can see here, Rebo is with the Popol and Koopa side lane. I expected this to just come out because there's this thing about Popol and Koopa that they can lane dominate as long as Popol and Koopa are together.
Yeah, and the support would still be Chango, right? Chango. So, if I'm not mistaken, on the 1-1-3 or on the 1-3-1 setup for the Project Next patch, you have the mid laner for the support position. That's the one you're gonna be leaving here, and occasionally the jungler, the one with the retribution, would just visit the side lanes. Actually, not the mid lane, because why side lane? He wants to target the gold lane, honestly. You want to target those shield and, again, try to make a push using a 1-1-3 setup. And, again, Chango is really good on maintaining your lane. It's very, very hard to push against the Chango if you're just relying on the minions, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just very, very excited about this match. I'm actually glad not much has been changed from our previous team setups. But still, change is change, and change will be there. Change will be there.
And
yeah, change will be there for
change
for the whole game, game, right?
It's still the same idea that BREN has been living on, that Chang'o and Cho set up the concussive blast and the pokes coming out from the Chang'o. They have high first blood capability here out to the side of BREN Esports. So I think Omega should look out for a flicker coming out from the Cho.
Yeah. Well, that is expected.
That is expected.
Lusty.
It's Lusty. I mean,
right?
Lusty will just try to go for that.
Yeah,
trade.
yeah.
It's how he goes. Like, there's this certain thing about Lusty that it's okay if he dies as long as the enemy dies first.
Yeah, is disrupted, and there are 2 points of heavy conflict here, guys. One would be of the jungle, but more so on side lanes. I think on the side lane, especially on the gold lane, especially when a team is trying to get a good chunk out of that bonus gold with the shield protection, right? So you'd want to account that, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. Right now we just have a technical pause here for our teams, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, well, we have to account for the first rotation. Yeah, that's the thing. We have to account what jungle comp will they be targeting first? Who will be assisting who? Right? I do believe there is still a leash mechanic here, right? But again, it's totally not encouraged to always go with your jungler, because again, there is a damage reduction in the creeps.
I think in a way, Shinbu, not much will change, because the thing is, for the previous meta, you clearly have to put it in a way, or see it in a way, that after the first wave, the support doesn't really go out of lane anymore.
Yeah,
What the support does is she tries to clear that second wave alone.
Yeah,
So that
just the
they
mid
can
lane.
he can get full minion gold,
Yes.
XP,
Yes.
and he can maneuver to level 4
Yeah.
and get that mask going on his side if they're ever gonna go for that dual mask
Well,
setup.
here we go. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be our very first game for the very first series of the very first day of the 6th week of the MPL Season 6 regular season. BREN Esports versus Omega. Alright, so Cloud will be targeting the Fiend here, whereas Hajizi will start on the purple buff. Both are just doing assist here for the lane because you'd want to at least get lane advantage.
Oh!
Yeah, force a flicker against Few. Nice gank there by Hit.
Did you notice something new for Few?
Right, what?
He went straight for the second skill first, not the first.
Ah, alright.
Because the thing is, there is a plus 20 bonus on your physical attacks.
Yeah, on your physical, I actually go with the second skill first
Yeah.
if I want to win the lane,
But
honestly.
for some actually, they go for the first skill
first, yeah.
because it's a bit of a poke.
Yeah.
But now, I think it's more reliable to just go for this because in the early levels, that 20 damage
Yeah, look at that.
actually makes sense.
Yeah, and especially on your attack for the minions. Hit is starting to disrupt more than Lusty here, honestly. Alright.
And look at this, they're sticking together and they know that they have to leave Carl.
They have to leave Carl.
They have to leave Carl because if Carl doesn't get that alone, it will take a lot of time. And 15 plus 15, that's 30% of damage view.
Whoa, so it's gonna be Few that will be their target here. Hit, once again, I think is more disruptive here than Lusty. And there's also a good follow-up there by Hajizi.
So, I'm guessing there's a bit of a discord or how do I say this? Problem on the side of BREN Esports because of what Heath did. He delayed. He actually delayed the farm here of Kartzi. I mean, Kartzi didn't really get affected that much because Kartzi has the retribution. But then again, someone died on their side just because of that rotation.
And that's how they will solve health.
Yeah.
What they did, they sent Flap TC with the execute. So that there's an early burst onto Hit. Bye-bye Hit.
So, okay. So for the side of BREN Esports, as long as this game is dragging, they will get more out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still
a Cloud. Yeah. And you still want to account for that. And I think Kartzi knows what's up. Kartzi knows that Hit is just there trying to disrupt. And so far, yeah, we still have, okay, so there is the first rotation by Kartzi. Note for the fact that he is not accompanied by Lusty here.
And look at Flapsy here.
Flapsy here, forced to use the Black Dragon form. And he is the one being forced out of his lane. This is the 1-1-3 setup, and there goes Hit. He knows what's up. And this is the 1-1-3 setup we are talking about. Not anymore 1-0-4 or 4-0-1. You really want someone stay in the mid and just allocate 2 members to gank aside.
You just have to make your pick of Snappy, and this is what Omega is doing. Carl getting caught out. BMI, just to get out.
Yeah.
And XP lane is on top. Gold lane is on top. XP lane is at bot.
Yeah, and for that part, it is Omega's gonna be leading, right? Curlzy is kind of untouchable. There's Lusty. Alright, direct kick.
And look at this. They just went in.
Yeah,
Lusty.
just went in, right?
I mean, if you guys, some of the viewers here are having trouble to dictate how to see whether that's the gold lane or the XP lane without looking at the map, I know that some of the people don't really, pick up as fast as other people.
Yeah.
You can just check the wagons on what they're carrying.
Yeah,
If they're carrying
yes.
gold,
Or
that's
scrolls.
the gold lane.
Yeah.
If they're carrying the scrolls, that's the XP lane.
EXP lane, guys. So right now, for your viewing experience, the AXP lane is on the bottom lane. The gold lane is actually up top.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's actually a quick attempt there by Kartzi on trying to visit the lane of Kurtz so that he can get at least some chunk of that gold lane. A nice and very beautiful flicker to the ejector down onto Few, and now Few is the one getting punished here. And that's what we are talking about. Sometimes that very safe mid laner might suffer from assassins, and Kurtz here just going for the wrap around is still gonna be the target here, and that's a very big win there by Omega.
Oh, this is actually surprising. Omega making sure that they make this game count. And remember, Onyx Esports is the only one to take a chip in the shoulder here of BREN Esports. Their invulnerable state. Onyx Esports was able to take one game away from them. But there's the Gillette Instant Replay, hashtag Shave the Day. Look at how dominant the Omega squad here in terms of getting their pickoffs. They go straight for Kartzi after. Haji didn't even bother going for a flap.
Yeah.
Because he knows that flap is in a bad situation anyway. So why contribute when I can go straight for Karl?
Yeah, yeah. It's always rewarding to just target Karl. Always rewarding to just target the main carry here of the enemy team. Still, Few will just be doing the same thing over and over again. Even though he died, even though there's a lot of pressure established by Omega towards him, his ult will still be online. As long as he got his level 4, that's totally spammable. There's still a lot of control here for this mid lane side. And the thing here is that a heavy gold was given to the chunk of Omega on the top lane side. That is already a very early turret secured. Actually, side lanes, I forgot. On the side lane side. So we're kind of correct on the accounting for the side laners here of Omega being quite explosive against BREN.
And BREN Esports, they're not fighting in any way here. They're just letting Omega get whatever they want right now. Because they know if they play the long game, they will have a certain amount of advantage.
Yes,
as long as Kartzi doesn't go down.
Remember, guys, in this running meta as well, in this new update, oh no, Kartzi got caught. There might be a catch there by HGC, not going to be committing for a dive. But again, for this Project Next patch, games will be longer.
Games will be longer.
Games will be longer because of the turret protection.
Because, you know what, Shinbu, that 3-minute mark, that 210-second setup for that turret plating, that turret shield, it's really just gonna slow down people.
Yeah, it's really just gonna slow down people, even in the rotations, because you have to really stay on your lane. You have to maintain, if not push or shove or win a lane, and that's what's happening here. Again, this is the strat of the Chango. Look at that. The side lanes are suffering, but because of Pew here, really no pressure can be established here for the side lane without having to dive. But there is a very effective diver onto the side of Omega, and that would be of Hit. Onto the side, that's going to be it, Karl Z. That's going to be the Yuzong going down, and GC goes for the dive. He will be casting the Blade of Tempest just to walk away. And still, what Omega is doing is they know their tempo, and they're choking BREN here. Should ever BREN tries to engage, they will punish them.
Ice Queen Wand on Few. That will give him the certain utility that he needs, especially into clearing out these waves. They are not letting Omega get this middle lane turret. I like how they're playing this. They're not really putting Omega in front for the map control setup that they're going for right now. It will be very problematic for BREN Esports to just give this out, because the thing is, those side lanes or side minions, side jungles, it's going to be open for the side of Omega.
And this is the problem of you trying to rotate actually onto another lane. Omega here with the 22 seconds timer, I think they might be able to get a shove, to get a push here for the mid lane side. And also, I want to account of the Ruby pick. I think Ruby will shine heavily on this patch. Ruby is really good at doing lane maintenance. She's really, really good whenever someone is trying to dive her under turret. Yeah, you know, that combo, that flicker, especially of that We Are Angry ultimate. And yeah, I think the side lanes really, I mean, as evident and as visible here for our game, the side lane really is where the Omega's win is coming from. We might be seeing the very first one-sided lose here of BREN.
It's 3-4-3 in terms of the turtle department here for the side of Omega.
Yeah.
And you know what? Lusty isn't really getting this dominance into just going in front of the enemies. Claude goes down once again.
GC making short work of Curtizi actually as the Claude goes down, as you mentioned. And there we go. There's going to be the complete push for this outer mid lane turret, ladies and gentlemen. And down for the bottom lane, that's going to be Baptiste forced again to use his Black Dragon form. Hit is just waiting for a proper timing as Revo kites back. The damage is evident here for the side of the Omega, and that would be it. The Dragon gets laid on human form. There's also the Chu that will come along. And now also Few, the third one, and I think this game is kind of as good as won by Omega against BREN. It seems that Omega is not willing to let up their lead.
Haji Z, Hayes, Kurt Z, Heath, Toshi. Are they the ones who's gonna stop the streak coming out from BREN? Remember, this team, we did not really give them, let's say we did not give them, you know, the proper acknowledgement into just, how do I say this, adjusting?
Yeah,
adjusting. Fast, but
well, maybe kind of, but still against BREN.
Yes, still against BREN.
Thinking.
We really thought that BREN Esports, they can adapt fast, but Omega here, they have a certain understanding of this meta that BREN Esports, they cannot touch it, it's invulnerable to them, and they cannot get it.
Especially the Jawhead, man. Especially the Jawhead onto hit.
Especially the
I kind of
Jawhead.
but feel that it is going to be the Jawhead that enabled a lot of things here for the side of the Omega. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a 9-minute. We're about to enter actually the 10-minute mark of this game. Still no turret was pushed out to the side here of BREN. That's going to be Kurtzy receiving the whole damage, the whole brute force of a Fuse Meteor Shower.
They can, for Omega here, yes, they are winning, but they cannot give out these easy pickups on the side of BREN Esports. We do know that BREN Esports, if you give them an opening, they will try to break that opening apart and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and they will win from that. So, Omega, they're doing a great job, but right now, they have to be very careful.
Yeah, Black Dragon form once again onto FlapTZ as Lusty is being dueled up here by Hit, but here goes Hajizi. Really, Hajizi is a carry very willing to actually participate in fights. But it might be it. I can sense, even in the gold graph here, that something is plateauing onto the side of Omega, as it is more difficult, honestly, anyway. It is more difficult to actually push an inner turret compared to the outer turret.
Gold is gold, but if you think about it, slowly but surely, BREN Esports is catching up. And you do have a Rebo to zone out on that Popol and Koopa. You have Few to push out the waves with the Meteor Shower. They're not using it to contest anything. And they catch out Toshi here. Oh my goodness.
That is big, ladies and gentlemen. Lusty here also staying down for the mid. He has to dash out. And we got the lure getting focused on by the Omega squad. Aribo not willing to let up. He's going to go for this lure. It is going to be secured quickly by Hajizi's Retribution. And down for the party, it would be of Hit down from the front side. And of course, Hajizi running onto the back as he got Kartizi quite quick.
That was
way
fast.
faster than Omega. Yeah, way faster than his teammates can really follow up. That is a very, very effective assassination there by Hajizi.
I just have to say, map awareness for Hajizi to not be trigger happy into going for those for people in front of him, but he went straight to the back.
Backline,
he saw Claude and he punctured Claude like how do you say this? What's a sewing ball where you put the needles in?
Like a sewing ball.
A sewing ball. Probably a sewing ball. He punctured Claude here, and Claude can't really do anything. He doesn't have his items yet. I think the next item for him is going to be the Golden Staff.
Yeah.
He has the Demon Hunter Sword, but Haji as well has it.
Yeah, and the thing here is there's a lot of snappiness, as you keep on mentioning onto the earlier onto the lanes, that whenever you want to be really snappy, there's a lot of snappiness onto Hit. Right, I mean, Hit is just, you know, if not staying in the middle, zoning out people, being always a visible threat against the enemy. Hit will just initiate quickly for you. And look at here, FlapTZ decides to do it up with a GZ. What is he thinking? There we go. They have to fall back in Black Dragon form into the front line. It would be of Toshi playing, of course, his Winter Trance just to go in.
Oh!
Goes in with a flicker. We are angry combination after the destruction of the Million Inhibitor turret, and that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be focusing in onto this base. Omega takes the most one-sided victory of a team against BREN Esports.
And
oh my god.
people were debating who can beat BREN last week and usapang MPL.
Yeah?
How do I say this? The talk about MPL.
The talk about MPL.
So,
MPL
now,
chit chat?
MPL chit chat?
Yeah?
Omega,
Oh my god.
they're one win away from winning a
They're
series.
one win from winning a series, honestly, against BREN, and it looks like, from the looks of it, from the looks of it, we are kind of eyeing a 2-0 here. Something needs to be done on the side of our BREN Esports. That is a win streak that is hanging by the cliff's edge. Butters.
Oh my goodness. I'm actually excited for Omega here. We did say that Omega has been a bit wonky in terms of their performance, but right now, Omega just proved us wrong. As strong as BREN Esports are, Omega has showed us that the Titans can really bleed.
Yeah, yeah.